Hi guys, good day to all of you. I'm Sir Cooks Cordova and I'm going to be your instructor in this course. My full name is Carnit George B. Cordova. I used to work for a private firm as a systems developer. I am also a graphic designer, a web developer, and a mobile developer specializing in Android. I am still into development, but now I'm a full-time instructor in the area of information technology. I have been teaching for 25 years now, and 22 years of that experience was spent at the University of St. LaSalle. This is my third year here at CAMC Fortune Town, and I'm enjoying every bit of it. And God willing, I hope I will retire happily here in CAMC. It could have been nice to meet all of you face to face, personally, and to talk to you individually as we dive in the world of information technology and e-commerce. But unfortunately, because of this COVID pandemic, everything has now changed. Most of the time, you will see me here in a video recording of our lectures and of our discussions. I don't intend to do a video conference class, considering that some of you might have a hard time connecting real time. And I don't want you to feel bad about it. But of course, it doesn't mean that you won't be able to contact me. You can in fact find me or contact me through the cell phone number I'm going to post here. And also you can find me in Facebook under this name. Or you can email me at this email address. So there you have it, all my contact information. So please don't hesitate to contact me anytime should you have any difficulties or hard time with our class. Oh, by the way, and speaking about our class, let me walk you through the general guidelines or the general context of our course content. The specifics are actually found in the materials I already posted in our Google Classroom. In there, you will find our course syllabus, our course guide, our course calendar, and so much more. The Google Classroom will be our medium of virtual classroom where you will find all our lessons, our assignments, our exercises, even our take-home quizzes and exams. And well, we can still be in contact with each other through the use of the Google Classroom or through texting or through Facebook Messenger. Although, not physically though. Okay? So, I hope that, I really hope that you will enjoy our time together, even virtually. And I hope that you will learn things even in this time of pandemic. And at the end of it all, you can actually say, I have learned something even in the time of COVID-19. Okay, so I hope that you will enjoy your time spent in our class, and I hope that you will learn a lot of new things this semester. So good day again, and I'll be discussing our content in a little while. Okay, so welcome to our course for this semester. And as I have introduced myself earlier, I'll proceed directly to the discussion of our course content, okay? What this course is all about. And well, you have to look at your schedule. This is ISFNSY, or what we call the fundamentals of information systems. Now, what is this course all about? We're going to be going into that in a little while. Now, I have divided this video into several parts. We'll be talking about the course description, what are expected of you, or what this course is all about, and what you can expect in this course. What are my expectations as your instructor for this course. So we will be looking at that one by one, and we will be also looking at the grading system. We'll be also looking at the activities, and then I'll give you some reminders, okay, at the end of this video. All right, to get the ball rolling, what is fundamentals of information systems all about? Well, you have to understand that information systems are integral parts of all the business activities and careers. Now you could look at the slide, and what I highlighted there are two things: business activities and careers. Now, Bachelor of Science in Information System is a business course, okay? It's the business aspect of information technology, and you are at the right place if you want to go into business someday, all right? But you have to understand what are these business activities, all right? So to give you a quick run through on what business activities are, the simplest are the ones that you see on your screen right now. We're talking about production, we're talking about logistics, how things are moving from one location to the other. We're talking about sales as part of the business process. We're looking at the use of resources, okay, time, people, energy, everything that will produce the products that you need to move. Okay, so that is still part of the business activities. How development and design are done within the business processes. Okay, then there's material purchasing, then there's inventory, then of course there's recycling and waste disposal, just to name a few. We'll be looking at that in the context of technology, in the context of information technology. All right, so you are actually traversing, no? You are crossing two sides of the river. One side is business, and the other side is technology. So this is what information systems is all about. And when we talk about careers, well, there are so many kinds of careers, no? In the world of information systems. Now, it's a misconception that when you go into information systems program, you will become a programmer right away. No, you will not. Okay? Not all of you who are listening to this or watching this video will become programmers someday. Some of you will become managers. Some of you will become production managers. Some of you will go into research marketing, advertising. You will go into buying. You will go into selling. Some of you will become distributors, right? And some of you will probably find your niche in bookkeeping, in accountancy, or even in government work. So, to make information system more interesting, the context of information system is more broad compared to information technology. Okay, so you just don't limit yourselves. I'm into information system, which means I'm gonna be a programmer. It doesn't follow through in that direction. You get the point. What you can expect is that you may be exposed to information technology, and you will be using information technology as a tool, right, in developing a business process. And you will end up in one of these sectors probably, or you can end up being in the computer or data processing field, like being a computer operator, a programmer, as I have said earlier, a systems analyst, or a database administrator. So going back, why do you need to know about information system? Because this is an integral part of business processes and your career. All right, so that's in a nutshell what fundamentals of information systems is all about. Now, the focus of this course will be on the key components of information systems: the people, the software, the hardware, the data, the communication technologies. But we will not solely concentrate on these components, right? Where we are going to particularly look at is all about how these components can be integrated, how these components can be managed, so that these components can create what we call a competitive advantage. So we will not be already talking about who are the people in information systems, who are, or what are the software that you use, what are the hardware. You will have a separate course for that. I guess you have already taken this up. For some of you, we're under uh, Dr. Arnel Maghinay, right? You have talked about what is a software, a hardware, and you will be again seeing him when you talk about communication technologies, and that is your networking. Okay, so in our course for this semester, we will not be talking deeply on these topics, but rather we will be looking at the relationships, right? How they can be integrated, how they can be managed, so that you can create a competitive advantage for your business. Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense. Through the knowledge of how information system provides this competitive advantage, you as a learner will gain an understanding of how information is used in organizations and how information technology enables improvement so that it can deliver what we call quality, speed, and agility. All right, so we are looking at information system as a in a bigger picture. We are looking at it from a bigger perspective so that you can have an idea that someday working for a company doesn't only mean you're going to be a programmer. It means that you will be using information technology at your disposal on how to come up with solutions, right? You don't have to be a programmer to come up with a solution. Okay, that's a misconception that when you're in IS, you need to be a very good programmer. I know a lot of people who are not programmers but very good problem solvers, and you might be that person. Am I right? Okay, so do not, hammer yourself on the idea that information system, the course on information system is simply programming. Yes, you're being taught how to program, you're being taught how to manipulate data and information so that you can come up with better solutions. But the bottom line is, information systems is more than programming. Put that in your mind. Okay? It's more than programming. Now, this course will also provide you an introduction, okay, to systems and development concepts, technology acquisition. We're going to be talking about each one of these deeper in a little while. And what are the various types of application software that have become predominant, or the hot selling software, or even the emerging software or systems in the modern organization and society. Now let's go back. First, I underline introduction. Okay, we only have 6 weeks to cover this topic. Okay, and my job as your instructor is not to hammer you with all the information, right, about system development, about systems, about development, about programming, about technology, but rather I'm going to give you, all right, it's like a taste test. Okay, my job is to simply, tickle your imagination in a way that you will, probably convince yourself that, you're in your second semester of an information system student. And some of you are still probably confused why you are in this program, right? Some of you are already thinking of not finishing information systems, but I really hope and pray that you will give information system a chance. So my job is not to harass you with all of these terms. My job is not to make you afraid of the program of information system. My job is not to put you in a position that you will get confused
what information systems is all about, but rather, look at this, guys, from a different perspective. My job is to tickle your imagination. My job is to make you feel comfortable, right? And my job is to make you understand what is this all about. To give you an idea, kumbaga, anong ginsudlan nyo, okay? Kay iban sa inyo, probably, ginakulbaan, daw hindi ko di magdugay sa nga program, hindi niya akon forte, hindi niya nga diriman ko ya because inang wala na ko iban nga choice. No, I really hope and pray that in spite of that mindset ninyo, you will turn around and say, I'll give information system a shot. Okay? And probably along the way, ma-enjoy ko sa sininga kurso, sininga program. Alright? So that is my job. No? I will not harass you with all of the terminologies and the technicalities, but rather I want you to feel comfortable, to be at ease, to enjoy a little bit what information systems has to offer. Okay? So that is what information systems is all about. It's more of introductory rather than in-depth, because you will have, for example, I forgot to mention, in terms of development concept, you will have a different subject or course for systems development. Okay, so you will have your own subject for that. You will have a different subject for application software. You will have a different subject for, mobile programming. You will have a different subject for project management, for systems analysis and design. All of that will combine together in your, curriculum. But the whole idea of this program, of this course, is simply to introduce you to what you will be expecting as you go deeper and further into the study of information systems. Okay, so I hope I'm making it clear, no? So, as a student, what is expected of you at the end of this course? Okay, that's why we have a course learning outcome. So, after completing this course, okay, after you complete this course, you should be able to first explain how, paano, and why nga information systems are very important today. At least, somebody would ask you, what is information systems? Now you can explain. Now you can tell them why it is important in today's business environment. Okay? Next is, you should be able to explain how information systems are enabling new forms of commerce between individuals, organizations, and governments. So now you will be able to explain what is e-commerce. I think you've heard of this term, right? You will also be able to explain what is m-commerce, or what we call mobile commerce. Right? A lot of you are doing that now. You're doing e-commerce, you're doing m-commerce. And, it would be easier for you to define, to describe, to explain how these things are. Diba, you would agree with me, nakabudlay gid mo explain something that you don't understand. Agree? Right? But if you understand something, you know something, maski gamay pa na siya, but you will end up being able to explain it better because you have an idea what it is. Do you understand? Okay. The third is, you would be able to identify what technology and organizational components makes up information system. What makes up information system? What are the tools that we will be using when we talk about information systems, when we implement that in the business environment? You will also be able to discuss how globalization and the role of information system plays in the evolution of technology. Okay? How come nadula ang mga sinihan? Do you know that? Not the pandemic hastened ang pagkadula, but eventually it has already been predicted a long time ago, madula gid man yung mga sinihan. Sino mabulos? Streaming, right? And this pandemic has hastened, ginpadasig niya lang ang transition from cinema to streaming. Okay? And nag-evolve na. That is one part of the evolution that we'll be talking about. How, for example, Netflix became the number one streaming service. Okay? And we'll be talking more about that. I hope you're getting interested na. No? So, we'll be looking at that. At the end of this course, you should also be able to compare how businesses are using information systems for competitive advantage versus competitive necessity. We'll be talking about what's the meaning of competitive advantage, what's the meaning of competitive necessity somewhere down the road. Okay? So, by inyo lang daanay. But the bottom line is, you'll be able now to tell what advantage your business has over those who are not making use of technology in the long run. Okay? You will be able to determine the value of information systems investments. When you become professional someday, your boss will be asking you, if we invest on this technology, where are we going towards this? So as an IS graduate, an information systems graduate, you should be able to thoroughly convince your management that the technology that you are proposing, the technology that you are pushing for, will have a very big or substantial return of investments among their business. Okay? So, hindi ka pwede mag-invest something na wala ginansya, right? So, dapat you should be able to know that the value of information systems per financial gain is the same or even better than not using technology at all. Okay? Am I making sense? Okay. Anyway, if you have questions, reserve that when we're done with this discussion. Now, you need at the end of the course of the fundamentals of IS, you'd be able to identify what are the major components of the information systems infrastructure. Okay? Identify. You'd be able to describe the current and emerging technologies that enable new forms of communication, collaboration, and partnering. So we'll be talking about different forms of communication, different forms of collaboration, of partnering in the field of information systems and technology. Okay, so we'll be going in that direction. At the end of this course, you should be able to classify various types of information systems. There are many kinds of information systems, and how they can provide information so that your business can gain intelligence, so that your business can be able to support the decision-making process for the different levels and functions within the organization. Okay, so we don't just stick to one information system. That's why it's called a system. It's like our body, right? Our body is made up of many systems. Do you know that? You don't? Alright. What are some of the systems of our body? We have the nervous system, right? We have the muscle system. We have the skeletal system. We have the digestive system. We have the respiratory system, right? So which makes up the whole body. Have you seen a person who is only made up of a respiratory system? Right? I'm sure there's nobody that is made up of that one system alone. We are made up of different systems with different levels and different functions, right? So you have that picture now. So we are talking about many kinds of information systems. We'll also be able to discuss, or you will also be able to discuss, how enterprise systems that foster stronger relationships with customers and suppliers. Information systems are geared towards the development of better, stronger relationships between your customers and your business process. At the end of this course, you should be able to discuss how these systems are widely used to enforce organizational structures and processes. And then finally, you should be able to explain and contrast, explain and compare, right? How organizations develop, how organizations acquire information systems and technology that gives them what we call a competitive advantage. Alright, so we're almost done with our introduction to this course, okay? we're not yet in the entire topic. I'm just introducing, uh, you know, this topic to you. So it's gonna be a little bit shorter. We are already at the third item. What will be the course contents? What will be the grading system? And what are the activities that you will be expecting within the 6 weeks of our class? Okay. Okay, course content. You all know that we are using a modular approach, right? Since the advent of the pandemic, we have not had a normal face-to-face class. So everything now has to be streamlined, and we only need to pick the most essential topics that we think will be useful for you in the development of your learning process, no? So pinapili lang. So i-compress na siya into 6 weeks. So we cannot have so much topic within the 6 weeks. That's why I need to walk you through, no? Ano ba lang i-expect ninyo? So as I've said, modular ta. In our program, we only pick the direct approach, which is the 3-module approach. Amo ni pinakanubo, minimum ni siya 3 modules. In your other courses like English or Gen Ed, probably I think may ara ka mo yung tag 6 modules, para to kadamo na, no? But since we are information systems, the approach is we will make use of computers, we'll make use of technology, we'll make use of the internet for your learning process, no? Tagaan lang kamo namon sang something that you can, chew on, and then hopefully kamo na maka-advance, no, how maka-add sang inyong learning process in that matter. Okay, so if you look at your screen right now, we have 3 modules and tanan na naka-compress within 6 weeks. Okay, module 1, which we're going to talk about this week and the next week, is entitled Information Systems in Perspective. Okay, so we'll be looking at what information systems is all about and how information systems are being used within organizations. We're going to be talking about, or I'm going to be showing you what will be the expectations within each of those modules in a little while. Okay, module 2, we're going to talk about business information systems. We will be looking at information systems from a different angle, from the perspective of business. Okay, what is e-commerce or electronic commerce? What is m-commerce or mobile commerce? And then we'll be talking about enterprise systems, so from the smaller to the biggest information systems. Then module number 3, which will be in week 5 and 6, we will be talking about information decision support systems. These are the kind of systems that augment in the development of the business process naman. For example, business intelligence or business analytics. These are the big names right now in the world of information technology, in the world of business. It's all about how can you make your business intelligent and more responsive to customer needs. Okay, knowledge management, for example. So very interesting ni siya, guys, because we'll be talking about I think a little bit of machine learning here. We'll be talking about how, example na lang, how can Netflix identify what kind of movie you will be watching, right? So that's very interesting. How do they know that? Because of business intelligence, because of business analytics. And we're going to be talking about that in week 5 or 6. Now, what are the things that will be expected in module 1? So here are the things that we'll be talking about. You'll be identifying the basic types of business information systems, who use them, how they are used, and what kind of the benefits they deliver. You will be also be discussing how organizations are using business intelligence and analytics to capitalize on the vast amount of data becoming available. Okay, as I've said, how does Netflix do that? Okay, we'll be looking at that perspective. We'll be discussing why it is critical for business objectives and IS activities to be aligned through system planning, development, and acquisition. We'll define the term value chain. What's a value chain? And identify several examples within a typical manufacturing or service organization. Then we'll be defining the term what is innovation and what are the kinds of innovation, right? And we'll be defining re-engineering and continuous improvement, and explain how do these two differ, re-engineering and continuous improvement. Okay, so that's for module 1. The next 2 weeks we'll be talking about business information systems. We'll be talking about what is e-commerce, right? It's a very interesting discussion, no? What is e-commerce? I hope you will have an open mind, open eyes, open ears on this matter, because you will be learning a lot of things. Probably you have been using them, encountered them, but you didn't know the proper term. But now you will have a vast array of information at your fingertips, right? So I hope you will continue, just sit tight, relax, enjoy the show while you are here, okay? We'll be talking about what is B2B, B2C, C2C, and e-government, okay? So that is very interesting to discuss. You will define what is m-commerce and identify some of the unique challenges in e-commerce and m-commerce. We'll identify the many benefits and challenges associated with the continued growth of e-commerce and m-commerce. You will be able to describe the transaction processing systems associated with order processing, purchasing, accounting, and business functions. See that? So, hindi siya programming, more tayo sa business nga aspect, because information system is more than programming, as I have said earlier, di ba? So, we'll be looking at that, and I hope, if it's already tickling your mind, this is gonna be an interesting topic, okay? Identify the basic activities and business objectives common to all transaction processing systems. How does Lazada work? How does Shopee work? We'll be looking at that in this module. How do you earn money from food deliveries, right? Nga nagdamo na from Grab, we now have Food Panda, we now have so many, Maxim for example, so many delivery services. Is there money to there or to that system? We will answer that as we talk about this module. And then we'll be able to identify the challenges that organizations face when they plan, when they build, when they operate their enterprise systems. Interesting? I hope so. You're interested na. Then in module 3, we'll be talking about information decision support systems. Here, you will be learning how to provide several, we'll be looking at real-world examples. More on reading na natin siya, guys. Okay, I hope ready ka mo sa reading. Okay. More siya sa reading na ding component. It's more of case readings. You need to identify the key components that must be in place for an organization to get real value from its business information, right? And analytics effort. Identify several BI techniques and discuss how they are used. Identify the benefits associated with sound knowledge management program. List some of the tools and the techniques used in knowledge management, and discuss examples of specialized systems for organizational individual use. Yun, no? Alright? So, don't worry about, that the topics that needs to be involved. Okay? As I have said, Kena, when I was introducing the course to you, my job is, not to traumatize you, but to make you feel comfortable and to enjoy the course. Okay? That's what I'm gonna do, and I hope that at the end of the course you would say, I fell in love with information systems. I'm gonna stay with information systems until I graduate. Okay? Alright, for our grading system, we will be looking at these items, right? Medyo naglain siya because of the pandemic. There are some changes. Quizzes, we have only 20%. Our quizzes will be a combination of essay and topical quizzes. Topical, okay, topics naton. Then may essay. Namian ko sa essay because hindi ka mo copy-paste, you will have to answer it using your own words. Okay? Mas na namian ko na because I have that idea na mas naintindihan nyo ang inyong ginabasa, ginatanaw, ginatunan, kung ang inyo explanation halin mismo sa inyo. Okay? So, quizzes, ang quiz na, I will show that later naman, ang atong schedule. Quizzes naton, may duwa ta quiz every week. Isa ka essay, isa ka topical quiz. Okay? Every week na siya. So, usually, ang schedule is pakita ko karon sa inyo. Then, we have the exam, isa ta ka midterm, isa ka end term, only 20%. Then, we have the project. Ang project na simple lang. Ang tanan ninyo nga think, pair, and share activities. Remember, pa-sign up ta ka mo? Sino inyo nga pair? So, dapat by this week, makumpleto nyo na ang inyong pairing, no? Sa mga wala pa pairs, babalaan ta na kay makita ko na sa lista kung sino da ang wala mga pairs. Then we'll try to see kung ma-match pwede ka mo. Because very important ni siya because collaborative work siya nga aton project. You cannot do this alone. Mas nami nga may partner ka so you can work as a partner. Practice na because sa inyong capstone, you'll be working with partners. Okay? Or teams for that matter. Then assignment is a collection of misconception check, one-word splash, quick reflection. So, mga lipot lang ni sila mga assignments. You can answer them sa isa lang kapag pungko. No? So, again, wala ko nag-promote copy-paste. Mas nanamian kung ang inyong answer are from you and your words alone. Paano nyo naintindihan? Okay, sir, hindi ko mayo ma-English. Sige, butang lang. No? So that ang language matun-an na yan. Pero ang logic, budlay. No? So, kinanglan, imugit siya nga paminsaran. Okay? So, that's how it is. Now, course activities, may kita misconception check. Ano ni siya ang misconception check? Assignments ni siya. Tagaan ta mo sang topic, you will be asked. Tagaan ta mo sentence, then you will be asked whether ga-agree ka mo or naga-disagree. Kung naga-agree ka mo, explain why. Kung naga-disagree ka mo, explain why. See that? Meaning sina, your own words. The misconception check can also be presented in a form of a multiple choice or true or false quiz. Well, usually kung iupod na sa quiz, but very seldom ko gaupod misconception check sa quizzes. Okay? One word splash naman, this activity is most appropriately used in preparation for learning new topics. So, I give you a word, I give you a phrase. What is the first word nga nagasulod sa imong paminsar? Diba? Hindi naman kinahanglan ko i-copy-paste. Okay? So, if I, for example, I tell you, when I give you the word McDonald's, what comes into your mind? Oh, ano? I-copy-paste mo pa, i-research mo pa na. Hindi na, kaya kasi McDonald's burger. Right. One word splash. Whatever word nga right away masulod sa imong paminsar, that will be your answer. Okay? This activity requires you to think of a word, okay, associated to our topic and then discuss. Nga amo na siyang ginpili mga word. Anong relation niya sina sa aton nga topic? Okay. Then we also have think, pair, and share. Amo ni aton nga project, group work, collaborative. That's why it's a collaborative learning strategy where students work together. So by pair ka mo ni, you will be answering questions. And the strategy requires students, number one, to think individually. Okay, anong the same ni ka mo makita. Pero before nyo na mag-collaborate, that's why importante nga ko ako inyong number para makabalo ka mo sinong textan nyo, inyong partner. Tama? So, ini siya yung activity, guys. Since wala ta face-to-face, ang inyong siya capital texting. Okay? So, anong imo nga pag-insindi sini? So, through texting, okay, you can answer questions, you can share ideas with your classmates. May form ni siya nga fill-upan ka mo para butangan sang inyo answers. Okay? Discussing with a partner maximizes participation. Okay, so that means makita ko na nga nag-participate ka mo because you have your answers there. It focuses your attention and engages you in your comprehension. Okay? So, maski tiko-tiko lang English, butang lang da. Okay? That's why it's very important nga may activity kita nga amo sini. Alright, so we're done. Just a few reminders. Okay? There is a weekly deadline of activities but not mandatory. So, for example, ma-post ko subong adlaw assignments, activities. Ang deadline sina is sa Sunday nga maabot. Okay? So, may weekly deadline kita. Sir, paano kung hindi ko kapas kay wala kami internet or nagbis yung internet? That's why ibutan ko not mandatory. Mabutan lang ko yung deadlines. Okay? Pero hindi na siya nga mandatory nga kung hindi ka submit, masiro ka. No. Ang nami, put this in your mind right now. Ang tanan naton nga activities, ikaw pili saan umuubrahon. Saan ka makuha test, saan ka makuha assignment, saan ka maubra sa exercise, saan unyo ubrahon ang think, pair, and share. But, listen to this guys. Very important lang. Kamo pa gusto, saan unyo ubrahon, saan unyo tapuson, pero may ultimate kita nga deadline. After 6 weeks. Dapat within 6 weeks, makumpleto nyo na. You get the picture. Okay? So, pag gusto ka mo, ano oras nyo ubrahon, ano adlaw nyo ubrahon, saan nyo ubrahon, basta, after 6 weeks, ang akon lang ya, kuwaon ko ang inyong submissions. Clear ta na? I hope we're clear. No, ang gusto ko lang is you will feel comfortable na kamong mapili. Because not all the time may gana ka magubra, right? Not all the time you are fine, okay mo pamatsyag. The nice thing about asynchronous learning is ikaw yung mapili saan ano oras, paano mo ubrahon. Okay? Basta ako yung mahulat na lang ko sa inyong submission. Clear ta na? I hope you're clear on that one. Okay. New activities will be posted every Monday of the week. Okay? So, tanan naton nga activities will be done in the Google Classroom. So, dira man kamo ma-submit. Okay? Dira man kamo ma-open. So, ma-post ko sa mga activities naton every Monday. Essay quizzes are posted every Thursday. Topical quizzes are posted every Friday. So, ang aton nga topic for the week, ang quiz na will be Friday i-post. Ma-activate na siya sa Google Classroom. Sir, kung ako ginanamon na yun, do not take the test, do not take the quizzes or the essay kung hindi ka pa ready. As I have said, you have the entire 6 weeks pag gusto ka kung saan mo na bukaron. Am I making sense? Basta, at the end of 6 weeks, ara ang imong submission. Okay? Sa nakaagi kay Sir Ernel, I think ang may ara ka mo nga online test nga may time na siya nga aton nga topical quizzes. Amo man na siya ang gamiton ko. Okay? The same gid sa ginagamit ni Sir Ernel. So, sa mga nakaagi kay Sir Ernel, okay na kamo ni comfortable kamo. Sa mga wala pa kaagi, don't worry, hindi ka mo niya woodland. It's gonna be easy. Okay? I'll walk you through. Actually, hindi naman kinanglan walk through sini. Basta hapos na siya. Okay? Online. Importante lang nga maka-online ka mo. Once a week. Or twice a week. Video lessons. So, as I have said, hindi ko yung mag-synchronous. Hindi ko yung video lecture live. Ang tanan nga lessons will be recorded. Ubrahon ko na, then I will post that in YouTube, then I'll give you the link sa aton Google Classroom, and it will be posted every Thursday or Friday para ma-view nyo weekends. Yun, amo ng purpose. No, para yato sa weekends, wala kagidman, di kagidman sako. Sige, tanawada ang aton lesson. Okay? Then, ang Q&A, sang sina nga lesson, istoryahan ta during our Google Meet schedule the week after. Okay, so tatabi ang 1A, Monday tayo Google Meet. So sa Monday tayo istoryahan kung may mga pamangkot ka mo. Take note, no lectures will be done here. Okay, ma-time in ta, i-check kung inyong attendance, dira, and then I will just wait for questions nga mag-pop up sa inyo paminsan, okay, about the topic. Then I will answer it. Okay, we will answer it so that everybody will have an idea. And hindi man ta magpadugay, no? Because I know nga damo pa man kamo ya iban nga subjects. Ang akon lang ya is tagaan ta kamo avenue nga maka-question properly if you have questions on a specific topic naton. Okay? Now, let's say nahuya ka, kag hindi ka magpamangkot sa video, but you have to be there, okay? Because as I've said, attendance yun na in our class, okay? Sa aton Google Meet. Pero nahuya, kaya mag-question video or audio. Anong imuon mo? Well, questions and clarifications not covered in our Google Meet can be addressed through our ISFNSYGC. Okay? Sa GC naton sa fundamentals. Or kung hindi ka pagid dito, nahuya ka pagid, you PM me, private message me, or you may text me. Okay? Alright. So, that's it. Do you have any questions so far? Reserve that question, okay, sa aton Google Meet. Alright.
That will be our topics, right? That will be discussed for the duration of our course. And you have heard me discuss or talk about jargons or terms. Don't worry. I'll walk you through with all of these jargons and terms, and considering that we will not be meeting face to face and all of these are done online, I'll try my very best to make sure that you understand more or less the terms that we'll be covering. And as I have said, in spite of the fact that we will not be seeing each other face to face, there is no excuse there's no excuse for you not to contact me. All right, so just take your time, and I will walk you through with this course. Okay, I'll try to make it as painless as possible. So there you have it, the topics that we will cover. You can replay, rewind the video later and see what are the topics that we'll be covering. And if you have questions, you know where to find me, and contact me or message me. Okay, so next time around, the next video I will be presenting will be already topic 1. Okay, all right, thank you.